This video is just covering FSH and LH, two hormones that you encounter in human reproduction and which often appear as short questions or parts of long section C questions. It's important that you know the full name for both hormones, follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, both produced by the pituitary gland. And these two hormones are secreted by both males and females, but they will have different effects. They go to different places and they have different effects. So let's take a look at FSH and LH in males and the effects of these two hormones. FSH will travel in the blood to the testes where it acts on particular cells and together with testosterone stimulates sperm production. So sperm production really relies on the action of two hormones, FSH and testosterone. So next is luteinizing hormone produced by the pituitary gland. It acts on cells in the testes causing testosterone production. This is the male sex hormone. Testosterone is responsible for those secondary sexual characteristics in males. These are features that appear at puberty, features apart from the sex organs that distinguish between the sexes, male from female. Some examples of the secondary sexual characteristics in males would be the voice breaking, an increase in muscle mass, the development of facial hair. These are just some examples of the secondary sexual characteristics in males. So what about females? How does FSH and LH, these two hormones secreted by the pituitary gland, affect females? Follicle-stimulating hormone will travel in the blood to the ovaries where it stimulates follicles to develop, one of which will form the Graafian follicle or become the Graafian follicle. So next we've luteinizing hormone, produced by the pituitary gland, and a surge in luteinizing hormone mid-cycle on day 14 approximately will cause ovulation, the release of the egg from the Graafian follicle in the ovary. Luteinizing hormone therefore promotes the formation of the corpus luteum because the Graafian follicle, what remains of it, becomes the corpus luteum post-ovulation. Females have two sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. However, it's estrogen that's responsible for the female secondary sexual characteristics. For example, breast development, the widening of hips, and fat deposits being laid down particularly over the breasts, the buttocks and thighs. Human reproduction generally makes an appearance. Diagrams and hormones are a good place to start, and make sure you look over previous exam questions and see what has not appeared recently. That might be worth revising. Very best of luck.